Hey guys, Michael Furlonger here for the next section of our depression and anxiety series. Job, we talked about that. Rich guy, loses everything, doesn't really understand why. His friends tell him to repent and prosperity shall be yours, but doesn't really find it. Ecclesiastes, we follow a rich guy who has prosperity, but he still can't find any satisfaction in his anxiety, and he's kind of cursing life. He's like, why do I live? What's the purpose of life? Finally, we come to Joseph, a guy who starts off kind of poor. He ends up rich, he ends up in prison, then he ends up even more rich. And this is where people just screw the pooch on this one because they have no clue what's going on and they preach a prosperity message which isn't actually there. So let's start out with why Joseph is important. Genesis 29. We follow a guy named Jacob. His father is married to two women, Leah and Rachel. He's married to Leah. He doesn't really love her, but he's married to her out of culture because she's the older sister of Rachel. So he's got to marry her first to get to Rachel. Because Leah is not loved, God gave her two children. Rachel is jealous because she can't have any children, so she gives her servant to Jacob to bear children on her behalf. Leah does the same thing with her servant, back and forth, back and forth. Finally, Genesis 30, Rachel does give birth to a child named Joseph. And since Joseph was born of Rachel and in Jacob's old age, Jacob highly favors Joseph and makes him the coat of many colors. Remember, this is not tips on how to raise a healthy family. This is just what happens. So Joseph is the second youngest of 11 brothers. His youngest brother is Benjamin, also born of Rachel. It'll come to be important. So the purpose of this series is finding purpose, because when you deal with anxiety and depression, you're just trying to figure things out. So let's start out. Joseph, he's 17. He's got the coat. That's in chapter 37, verse 3, if you want to read it yourself. So Joseph is out in the field with his brothers, and he has this dream, and he shares it with his brothers. 12 sheaves of grain. One of the sheaves stood upright, while the other grain bowed down. The brothers are angry, because they're like, why are we going to have to bow down to you? Then he has another dream. The sun, the moon, and 11 stars are all bowing down to him. Even his father rebukes him, saying, will your mother and I and your brothers bow down to you? So one day the father sends Joseph out in the field to work with his brothers. Unbeknownst to Jacob, the brothers planned on killing Joseph, but Reuben, one of the brothers, tried to rescue Joseph from their hands and returning him home. Doesn't really work out. Joseph is sold to an Ishmaelite on his way to Egypt. Then the brothers tore Joseph's special robe, covers it in blood, and tells Jacob, this is all we found him. He's obviously killed. So while Jacob is mourning Joseph's death, Joseph is sold to a guy named Potiphar, one of Egypt's top officials. So now we're in Genesis 39, the prosperity message gone wrong. God was with Joseph, and while he served Potiphar, the captain of the guard. Potiphar puts Joseph in charge of the whole household, in charge of everything. So all's looking pretty good for Joseph, right? Sure, he had a few bumps and bruises, but prosperity is his. That is until Potiphar's wife begins to fancy him. In chapter 39, verse 7, Potiphar's wife says, come to bed with me. Joseph declines again and again and again while she tries to seduce him. Finally, Potiphar's wife grabs Joseph by his clothes and tries to force him into bed. Joseph runs away. She screams and says, this slave tried to rape me. So Potiphar throws Joseph in prison. So Joseph's whole story is starts out low, gets worse. Yeah. And but God's still with him. So I'm going to end this here because I really have to do this very quickly because I'm still up. So leave a comment below. Tell me kind of what you're thinking. Does life really just suck for you at the moment? I'll talk to you later. We're going to keep going with Joseph and it'll make sense in the end. All right. Have a good day. Bye now.